Now, before I cue up the intro, let me just say this. If I knew politics had this much drama in it, I probably would have covered politics a long time ago.
Oh, okay, so you have to read this thing.
Oh, I've got a legal note. I do have a quick legal note.
You gotta milk this cow.
Yes, I have a legal note.
Do you have a legal note again?
Oh, I do. Wow, another one.
Two of them.
I have two legal notes. Ginny denied any conflict of interest between her activism and her husband's work on the Supreme Court.
Well, she doesn't talk to him at night.
That's my legal notes. But let me say this very quickly. Ginny Thomas has denied any conflict of interest between her activism and her husband's work.
You got a
legal note.
I have a legal note. Trump denied Esper's claims about wanting to shoot protesters. I have a legal note. Simon Lviv denies serial fraud and said he would proceed with a lawsuit for defamation. Congressman Loudermilk has denied any wrongdoing.
You have a legal note.
Roy Moore and Representative Matt Gaetz have denied any wrongdoing.
Uh-oh, here's another one.
Turning Point USA has condemned the group of neo-Nazis and said they have nothing to do with the organization.
But you let them in.
President, open your
You
mouth.
let them in and you knew what they were.
We want to make clear that these demonstrators were gathered outside the event and that they were not invited. We apologize for anything we said that may have been unclear on these points.
My bad.
Now, I'm not a fan of The View. Never really cared to watch The View because I could tell from the people they chose to put on the panel, these people did not have the views that I had. These people on this panel live a life of privilege. Now, whether they started off like that doesn't really matter. Right now, this present day, they live a totally different lifestyle than what I live. So I know they can't give me a view on how I view the world. Let's get that out the way first. Now, secondly, I started seeing a lot of clips of The View on TikTok. I've seen a lot of clips online, and I can tell you just off the clips that I've seen online, I disagree with the majority of the people on this panel. I don't see how you can give a view of the everyday average American person when you, at the very least, don't even have any permanent male representation on this show. No one on that show represents me, personally. There's no one on this panel that I can relate to. So to me, it's no purpose for me to watch The View. Now, to the people who watch The View, I don't understand why you watch The View. All you have is just old ladies nagging and complaining about shit that just doesn't go their way. These people are completely out of touch. Now, me personally, I don't subscribe to channels or platforms or people who feel that they can never be wrong about anything. People who feel like their way of doing things is the only way and the right way of doing things. I can't get with that. Now, I can tell you out of this whole panel of clips that I've ever watched, I've never really cared for Sunny Hostin. The arrogance, the fakeness, what she represents on this show, I can care less about. This is a person who every time I see a clip or something about her, she plays the victim more than anybody that I ever seen. She's the most naive person I've ever seen on TV. Every clip I've seen of Sunny Hostin sounds like a hypocrite. To me, Sunny Hostin is the CEO of the Victim Olympics. Now, ever since Donald Trump beat Kamala Harris, she's been the most unbearable ever. Now, here recently, Donald Trump has been nominating certain people to fill certain positions. And one of those people happened to be Matt Gaetz. Now, I'm going to play a clip. Some of you seen it, some of you have not. This is what Sunny Hostin had to say about Donald Trump nominating Matt Gaetz for Attorney General.
How could you nominate someone with allegations of child trafficking across state lines and having sex with a 17-year-old? My understanding further on in the interview, they discussed the fact that once he finds out that she's 17, he stops having sex with her.
This is very interesting. Now, here's a situation where she speaks on Matt Gaetz and how he allegedly was sleeping with a 17-year-old that he didn't even know was 17, but when he found out she was 17, he stopped having sex with her. Now, the problem with this is, are we going to continue to act like people don't lie about their age? Now, people today make it seem like anyone you meet, you have to literally run a federal government background check on that person. It's no exceptions, which to me is the stupidest thing, because if I'm out and about and I meet a woman, I don't know anything about her. For the most part, we'll ask for your number. We'll ask to take you out on a date. People make it seem like at that moment, we're supposed to ask you for your address, who your mama and daddy, what's their mama's maiden name. We gotta run a thorough background check on you just like that. To me, that's the most stupidest thing. Now, we're living in a day and time where liberals are okay with the hookup culture. You're meeting a person for the first day, you're smashing off the bat. Don't know nothing about nobody. Now, I'm not really with that, right? I do feel like you should take your time and get to know people before you get involved with people, because you don't know what you're getting involved in. That's it. period. But we're not gonna sit and act like people can't lie, right? No one can say, hey, you look like a liar. That's insulting. So now we're supposed to walk around and assume everyone's lying about their age. Now here we have a case where he found out that she was not 18 or older. And what did he do? He stopped sleeping with her. That's the right move. That's what you're supposed to do. How is that a bad thing? If you're finding out that you're sleeping with someone who's not of legal age, the first thing you should do is not sleep with them anymore.
Well, statutory sex doesn't require you to know what age the person is. It only requires the age. And so if these things
So wait
are
a minute.
true...
So if you're having sex with an underage girl,
yes,
she tells you she's 18,
yes,
and you have it anyway, you're
yes,
still liable.
Yes, you can.
That's the stupidest law I ever heard of. Now, I heard some stupid laws before, but you mean to tell me you can still get a charge for not even knowing that this person is underage? Come on now. Laws like that gotta change, because I'm telling you, where I'm from, a lot of girls lie about their age. That's why when I was young, or in my younger days, in my early 20s, I used to talk to grown women. I wouldn't even waste my time talking to anyone my age or younger. If we didn't go to school together and you weren't in the same grade as me, I didn't care to talk to you because I didn't really know. If you're a person that I just met and I've never seen you from a can of paint on the wall, I'm not trusting it because of laws like this. When I was young in my early 20s, I'd rather talk to older women because I've seen so many times how these young girls lie about their age. They look older than what they are. Like, you can literally go to anywhere that's popular where it's popping for real. Go to any event, go to concerts, go to clubs, go to anywhere where it's some action going on, and you're gonna see underage girls looking like grown women. It's a setup. And I always advise my male friends, don't get caught up in what they look like. How many times have you been to school and you seen those older guys picking up the girl that's in your classroom? It happens. We gotta stop acting like these young girls, like as my mama say, ain't hot in the ass. A lot of these young girls are fast. Now, in the industry that he's in, politics or whatever, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of young girls trying to get with these politicians to get a little leg up, to come up in the world. Isn't that recent what they was accusing, allegedly, Kamala Harris for doing when she was young? Sleeping her way up to the top, allegedly. So it's crazy to know that for Joy to just mention that you cannot even know that the girl's lying about her age, and you still can be held liable for that. That's BS.
She's actually still only 17.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
And so I'm deeply disturbed at the lack of judgment that we are already seeing from the president-elect.
But you're not surprised.
I'm not surprised, but I think a lot of people are. A lot of people said things like, he's just kidding. He would never do something
Well, this is
like
the
that.
best joke of all.
That's
She's kidding.
not true.
Because I'm
it.
crossing my fingers that this is going to be sweet justice. So
They're going to do whatever they have to do to make Donald Trump look bad. Instead of just taking the L, the one you wanted, the Democrats lost. Take your L, regroup, figure out what you did wrong.
This has been known for
and
years.
The Ethics Committee has been investigating him to no avail.
No, my
Shouldn't we be
surprise has been
concerned about
numbed.
that?
I'm not surprised at much anymore.
I'm saddened by it.
Yeah.
Because Sonny.
Now this is when things get interesting. This is where the humbling and humiliation comes in. And honestly, it's well deserved. Sonny Hostin had this coming. Now whoever at the top, or whoever made this decision to do this, needs a raise.
Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
Did you see how hard that was for her to do? She didn't want to do that. Now, as you saw in the beginning of this video, that montage of legal notes, she was always energetic, happy, smiling. She loved to correct things. Sonny Hostin loves to fact check things. Now look at you. You looking stupid. This type of humiliation, this type of humbling is well deserved. Now, would this change anything? No. My personal opinion, ABC needs to go ahead and trash this show. This particular show is killing their network, and ABC needs to go ahead and just do away with this show, or at least do away with these hosts. Get some real people on this show, because when you got people who only see one side of America, there are different walks of life for everyone. This is why I don't judge people, because we all come from different walks of life. Whatever reality Sunny Hostin living in, she needs to go outside and touch grass. This is how I know that these people aren't around real people. A lot of times people who have been making money for a long time are not in touch with reality. They live a different reality than what we live. So when I watch clips of shows like this, people who want to speak for general America, the general public already spoke on who they wanted. I'm going to tell you guys, this has been my 6th election to vote for. And this is the first time I've ever really been into politics. And when I actually sat down and did my research, for the very first time in my life, I voted Republican. Now normally I won't share that, but it is what it is. The left has gone too left. I'm not a Republican. I play the middle. But until the Democrats get their shit together, they're going to constantly take L's.